Konnichiwa minasan. Hey everybody. Genki desu ka? Watashi wa genki desu. How is everyone? I'm doing good. I know it's been a really long time since I did a video. Frankly, everything has just been crazy here. I don't really have any particular excuse except for the fact that I've just run so much that I haven't had time. Pretty much these last few weeks, I would go to school, get home from school, go out with friends, and then when I came back from going out with friends, it was usually like dinner time, so it was like 7 p.m. And then I would spend the rest of the night, or the rest of the reasonable night, doing all my homework. So I really just haven't had time, but I have tons of things to share with you today, and I hope you guys enjoy. Before I get into my monologue about the things that have happened to me, I have some things that I'd like to show you first. Number one is my my bit of fandom here. So we found a store that sells Pokemon cards and all sorts of cards, like Magic the Gathering and like all sorts of cards. And I got myself some cards. Particularly I found some holographics that I'm really excited about, and I found an Espeon, and anyone who knows me knows I can't pass up the Espeon. But I got a bunch of Pokemon cards, all Japanese, and then also I got Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They had just opened a brand new card section in the game store when we got there. They had opened it maybe the week before, and they just have piles and piles and piles of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that like are fresh, like no one's been through them yet. So if you know what you're looking for, you can find some really nice stuff. So I found a few cards that are worth a bit of money, and because I know what I'm looking for, because I've been a fan forever. So I'm really excited about that, and I of course bought card sleeves because I don't want anything happening to my cards. Also, I want to show you my new fan fave food. This is a candy, awadama, I suppose. I don't know, the font's a little hard for me to read, but they're little hard candies, and they've got grape, and they've got pineapple, which is my favorite, and there's like peach. Obviously I ate this one, but they're really, really good, and I bought a whole bag of them, and I'm eating them probably a lot faster than I should be eating them, but I don't care because they're so delicious. And then the last show and tell item I have for you is my final work in calligraphy class, which it was both exciting and sad. I really started to enjoy it by the end because I knew enough Japanese that I was starting to figure out what was going on, and it was nice. So this is one of my final pieces. This is the name of a festival, I believe. I don't have quite enough Japanese to catch that, but she basically handed us copies, like, once other people had done, and she was like, here, copy this, and then put your name on it. So this is one of my final pieces. And then because I misunderstood the directions the first time, I thought she said just write your name. So I ended up with a calligraphy piece that is just a giant version of my name, but that's okay. I finished it and I'm happy with it. So now I have a calligraphy skull looking thing with my name on it, and that's all well and good. So moving on to some of the things that have been happening with me, I just have like a list of bullet points to share with you guys. Number one, I have been waiting to tell you this since last video, I guess. It happened not too long after my last video. I was walking across the driveway for where the Walmart parking lot is, Walmart Seiyu here. And I was walking, and pedestrians have right away, like hugely they have right away. And this lady must not have seen me. So she started to pull in, and then she saw me. So she stopped, like she didn't get real close or anything, but she stopped. She looked at me, and this will mean more to those of you who know me, because anyone who knows me knows I cannot read lips at all. But I looked her in the face, and I perfectly read her lips say, "Gomenne," which is sorry in Japanese. And I was like, one, I just lip read. Two, I lip read in Japanese. So I was very proud of myself. And then something else that has really started to bug me is when you sneeze, you don't say bless you here. And I have had to stop myself on multiple occasions to stop myself from saying bless you to someone who just sneezed, which can be really annoying. because I will go out of my way to say bless you to somebody. I don't care so much if no one says it to me when I sneeze, but like, stopping myself yelling across the cafeteria is a little hard sometimes, especially when I'm doing something else and I'm not really thinking about it. I'll just be like, oh, bless you. Oh, I just sounded like an idiot. Another thing I've noticed a lot, I get out a lot, like I go tons of places now, is the amount of surprise I experience when someone else speaks Japanese is starting to be weird. Like, I understand that me and my few friends, we all speak English, and then if we're on a tram or something and someone else speaks English, we all like look at each other and we're like, was that really English? Like, it's almost hard to believe. So now I'm so unfamiliar with the sound of English around me that it strikes me as odd, and I don't quite know how to feel about that. On that note, I'm definitely starting to forget some English words, although I'll amend that and say I'm not forgetting the English words. It's more like my brain functions in Japanese right now because I spend a lot of my time with Japanese. So when I go to write or speak English, my brain falters because I had been fighting so hard to speak and think Japanese that my brain just goes, wait, now you want the English? So today, I forgot the word today, and I was sitting there writing my outline for my paper, and I had to translate backwards from Japanese into English. I came to the word today. It didn't take me too long, but it made me smile a little bit that I forgot the word today. And moving on to some general overall things that have been happening. So in America, we drive on the right. Generally, you drift toward the right if you're moving forward. This is not so in Japan. I figured in Japan, okay, you drive on the left, people will walk on the left. Not at all. So people in Japan walk wherever they want, in whatever direction they want. This has made things extremely difficult, especially in crowded areas. It's just frankly annoying. Like, you can't not pay attention to where you're going. And I mean, like, you have to be alert to where you're going because you never know when or where a person is going to come out of. It makes it very difficult on stairwells because the stairwells are not that wide. You could fit 3 or 4 of me across one. So if everyone is coming down the stairwell on both sides and you're trying to go up, generally I would walk to the right. Since I came to Japan, I've been trying to walk on the left because I figured that would be logical. It doesn't work. People will come down wherever they want. That's frankly annoying. Another thing I wanted to mention is the use of American icons. So some of them not so bad, like I see Nike and Adidas and, it's brand name just like it is in the US. It's plastered on the front of shirts and hats and whatever. Well, there's one that makes all of us giggle. Playboy. So in Japan, Playboy is plastered on things the same way Nike and Adidas are. I've seen it on blankets, wallets, shirts, hats, socks, everything. And no one knows what it means. Because we've asked. Like, people don't know what Playboy insinuates. They just think it's a cute bunny. I'm not going to be the one to tell them. Another thing about Japan is that people leave their valuables everywhere. So, you know how like in a mall or a library, like if you want to claim a seat, you put your jacket down or something? No, people here, they put their backpacks down, they leave their laptops there, they put their purses in the spot. Like, nothing gets touched. The area of road I walk most frequently, there is a large pedestrian overpass that goes over the street because it's a huge street. So, like, steps going up and then across and then back down. So, under the steps, there was a bike and, like, all these bags. Like, someone had been shopping. I'm like, what is this doing here? Like, how is it still here, I guess? And as I'm walking past it, a lady is coming down from the overpass with more bags and things. And she goes under, and she gets her bike, and she puts her bags on, and she rides away. So, obviously, she did shopping. Left her bike under the stairs. In the middle, it was completely public. In the middle of everything. Went across, did more shopping, and then come back and rode away. Like, people just leave everything. And it doesn't disappear. Like, coming from America, that's really hard for me to fathom, the fact that it will stay there. And a lot of us, we haven't really gotten comfortable with it. Like, I'll leave my backpack in a chair, but like, I will not leave my laptop out. Like, the other girls, they won't leave their purses around. Like, it's just not a thing. But in Japan, it's a completely normal thing. As a matter of fact, it's actually recommended, because otherwise you'll have a hard time getting a spot, especially like in a mall food court or something like that. The amount of people who wear masks, like over the ear, it looks like a surgical mask. People wear them all the time. Like, it's not weird. Like, when I came over, it freaked me out a little bit. This is like, what do you have that you need to be wearing a mask? But it's completely normal. They're just trying to prevent the spread of anything at all. Like, anything, people will wear a mask. It's almost like a fashion statement. It's like, look, I'm sick, but I'm protecting you, so whatever. But I think coming over here for the first time, that would definitely freak people out if they didn't realize how big of a thing that was. Another thing, the use of Western models. So like, everything here, like makeup, clothes, everything is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Western girl, European, American, I don't know, just very obviously Western. So it's kind of cool to compare standards of beauty. And then the last thing that I found out through my homestay friends, as well as through the culture classes, is that people here do not buy in bulk, like, at all. I'd say they barely buy in medium amounts. So apparently it's a thing that, like, every morning you go out and you buy your groceries for that day, and you know, you buy in very small amounts. This is beneficial in two ways. One, your food is very, very fresh all the time, which is very good for you. And two, it keeps people spending money, which keeps the economy rolling. So I mean, it's beneficial. It's just, it's very odd coming from a culture where we all go to like Costco or Sam's Club and we buy like huge amounts of things, like couponers and things like that. So yeah, I found those things interesting. As usual, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I've been here long enough now that I'm starting to forget like which things are nuances here and not there, which isn't such a bad thing. I'm gonna miss vending machines when I go back. The ability to walk somewhere, anywhere, see a vending machine, get any drink I want, and if there's not a drink in that one that I want, I walk 2 blocks and get a completely different selection. I'm definitely going to miss that. But moving on to the things I've been doing. Since my last video, I have gone to the Dutch theme park Hostenbosch. I got left at this all day, but it made me happy. So I got it anyway. I have a crown of flowers and I'm mighty proud of it. So it's a giant theme park. It's not like roller coasters or anything like that. It's more like attractions, I suppose. They have Dutch windmills. They have an entire VR area, which was really cool. We had a summoner battle in complete VR, which was hilarious for 2 reasons. 1, because we all looked like idiots with our headsets, and 2, because 3 of the 4 of us, me being the 4th, wear glasses and basically cannot see without them. So the VR was kind of amusing with that. And one of the VR rides that was absolutely incredible was they took a carousel and they attached headphones and VR goggles to the carousel and they made it a dragon tour. So like you went on like a visual ride throughout the world, like with a dragon. It was really cool to me personally. I was like in tears of the beauty and it was gorgeous. And also this past weekend, we went to the beach, we being me, Phil, Kathleen, and Claire. To give you a little bit of perspective, the beach is on an island about 2 hours from here. We had to figure out how to get from here to there successfully. We did not manage successfully. We made it to the beach, but we did not manage how we planned. So the plan was to get up, hop on the bus, go to the beach, enjoy the beach, hop on the bus, come back. Problem 1, couldn't find the bus stop. Terribly drawn map, terrible description. asking for directions is hard. I was designated translator, apparently, for this trip. I spoke so much Japanese in one day it wasn't even funny. But I was proud of myself because I could manage to speak Japanese at least a little bit. We eventually did catch a bus. It was like 2 buses after we intended to. We made it to the island, and we were like, okay, where now? So we had to ask for directions, and then we went a little ways and we ran across an information booth. So we're like, yeah, probably just better stop again. So we went and asked them, and they were like, but the beach is closed. So like all of us being from America, we're like, okay, can we not go on the beach, or can we not swim, or what? So me, with my language skills, plus all their language skills, plus these 2 guys who work in the information booth, we're all trying to communicate, and it's hilarious. So I basically tell the guy, like, it's okay, please use Google Translate. If it will help, please use it. And he's like, okay, thank you very much. So he hops on his computer and he's Google translating what he's trying to figure out how to tell me. Japanese in Google Translate works sometimes. Very often it does not work. With Google Translate in Japanese, you have to put in like full sentences so that the translate program has context, because Japanese is very contextual. Like I can say 2 words and can mean tons of different things. So he puts in like this short little bit, and I'm like, oh dear. And it pops up on the other side, and he goes, you have to be careful, there's police fighting on the beach. And like, obviously we all started laughing, and they had no clue. And I was not about to try to explain that to him, because I didn't want to do that to him. But I was like, okay, what could this possibly be? So we went back and forth. We found out that you couldn't swim. Like you could go in the water, but you couldn't like swim, and you could go to the beach. So I was like, okay. So we all went to the beach and we hung out, and Phil and I ended up digging a hole in which we buried part of Kathleen. Phil has not really been to a beach. None of them really go to beaches often, so they were all like, what do you do on a beach? So I taught them how to beach. And then we are planning another trip when beach season starts, which is July 15th, and that'll give us like a weekend or something before we come back. So like we're going the very last weekend we're here. But other than that, my adventures have been mostly here in the Nagasaki area. I have gone way down past Dejima. I've been to Chinatown now. I've been to like this huge hypermedia game store on the other side of town, because why not? I might pick up some video games if I can figure out which systems I have that are not region locked, because games here are super cheap. I'm honestly considering buying a DS, a 3DS. Problem is, it's region locked, so I wouldn't be able to play anything back home. But yeah, most of my adventures have been here. I've been walking around a lot. My feet hurt. I finally got an actual blister from my sandals, because my sandals are just not taking all this wear and tear, so I go back and forth between my sneakers now to give my feet a break. That's about it. I do my adventures. There are a bunch of restaurants and coffee shops that I want to try out. I just haven't gotten around to it. I go to McDonald's a lot because I'm gonna miss the teriyaki burger so bad. Yeah, that's how my life is going. Hit me up if you haven't hit me up in a while. I'm like halfway through now. My Japanese is still mostly atrocious. And we're a bit past midterms now. I have my kanji midterm this week, so y'all be thinking about me because I'm gonna need it. I set up the Quizlet today. There are 130, no, that is a lie. There are 178 terms that we have learned thus far. Not 178 kanji, just 178 different ways to read the kanji we have learned. Japanese. Yeah, hit me up, y'all. I miss you guys. It's going great, and I will try to put out videos more frequently. Promise. Love you guys.